I was born in Wallace Row, Bridley, Bilston, one of 6 kids, to Jack and Olive Williams. Our family moved from the bungalows, they were down Moxley. These bungalows were built in sections during the war. They were similar to sheds. Nowadays they were supposed to last for a couple of years, but I believe they stood for about 20. All the families didn't want to move out of them, but they did eventually, and they moved into Wallace Road in Bridley, in the area. Where I lived when I was a kid, in Wallace Road, there hadn't been many cars due to no money. There was a lot of money about for luxuries. You could just afford food in them days. I remember when we were kids playing in the street, and there would be no cars at all pass, so you could be able to play football, tennis. When it was in the winter, if you had the snow, and no cars would pass you, but if one did, 3 little urchins which we was, you'd jump on the back of the old cars, and they had bumper in them days, and you'd be slid all down the road until the driver could actually see you jump at the car and you'd leg it.
Another country I've heard of long ago, with the seeds of a community that nurtured all to grow. This place was rough and ready, but it held fair play inside, with its lords, ladies and gentlemen of love and family pride. Darkened skies above, with your cultures, your creeds and families, your humanity and love.
Houses which were in Wallace Road in them days had no central heating at all. You'd have a coal fire in the living room. It'd be freezing all throughout the house them days. Freezing in the bedrooms, freezing in the bathroom. And the fire, when you lit it, if you had enough money for the coal, and you'd probably only have a bath once a week. It was so cold. I remember we having our first black and white television. It was about 14 inches across. You had two stations them days, ITV and BBC. It had started at 5, probably with Tigger and Tucker, closed at 10 with the news, and at the end you'd all stand up for the God Save the Queen. Good old days, eh? No supermarkets. You'd have the local shops. You had Rudge's up Old Bradley and Blakemore's. You'd go round for your bread, your milk. You'd get everything daily. The food you bought, you'd eat, because you'd have very much choice. I remember the trolley buses well. When I went to school, you could catch it from Bilston to Moxley. When I left school, 4 o'clock, you could run, they only went about that fast, and jump on the back of the bus. With the trolley bus. If the conductor hadn't put the strap or chain across the back, you could get on and just run up and sit down before he nailed you. It was cost you a threepenny bit each way. Threepenny bit was the old pound shillings and pence. It's about worth about £1.5 in today's money. Good old days. Again, you'd go on day trips. You would go on 2 weekly holidays or 4 weekly holidays, what do you do today? If you were lucky, you'd have a day out to Rill or Blackpool. And if what they used to run, they used to call them blossom trips, and it was a Sunday afternoon, you'd go on your blossom trip. You'd probably go to Evesham, Ludlow, Bridge North, and on the way back for the dads, you'd call in the pub, and we'd all have a fantastic time, and they'd eat the sandwiches, and they'd sing the songs back in the couch. I went to Etheridge Secondary Modern School, Bilston. It was a good old school. There were some hard realities of life there. You still had corporal punishment. I remember having the stick a couple of times, being naughty, and in them days you'd have to stand up in front of the year and they would give you the stick, fetch the stick and put it back in his office. I used to love school. I left at 15 with no qualifications whatsoever, and I started my apprenticeship at the old Stuart Lloyd's Bilston Steelworks. At the time when I started, there was about 3,600 employed. There was steelworks, there was the blast furnace, there was a rolling mill. It was bustling. The flames used to come out of at night. It was just brilliant. It was just like daylight. There was the blast furnace and the melting shop chimneys. The pubs, not like today, they'd open at 6, close at 10:30. Last orders. Put the tells on 10:30. Cost of a pint, 1 and 8. That's new money, 7p.
Another country I've heard of long ago, with the seeds of a community that nurtured all to grow. This place was rough and ready, but it held fair play inside, with its lords ladies and gentlemen of love and family pride. Birthplace of craft and industry, and darkened skies above. With your cultures, your creeds and families, your humanity and love.
I remember when we were kids, we had no computers, no phones, not a lot of money. What we used to do on a Saturday, we'd go all around the kids' houses from Bradley, cover about 22 kids, and we'd go over the fields with our sandwiches, probably bread and butter, not a lot, packed of crisps if you was lucky. 22 a year, you'd run after the ball. You'd have a great day, you'd have your little jumpers as your goalposts, and you'd probably go over the fields about 9 in the morning, come back when it was dark at night. You were shattered then, and then you go to bed. What a fantastic day. We used to have sixpence, 2p a week pocket money. You had to earn that, by the way. You'd have to go and fetch the coal from up Bradley Bonk. And what we'd do, one of us would have 1 and 6 one week, and then 1 and 6 the next week for the other one. What we'd do, we'd go to Cottrell's, the old toy shop in Bilston, and you'd probably buy you a little badge or a little toy, and you'd be that proud. When I did start work as an apprentice in Bilston, you had to work 44 hours a week. You went in Saturday to clean the workshop, and we was on £3.10 shillings. That's £3.50 a week for 44 hours. You'd have a lot of money, you'd have a lot of choice, you'd have designer clothes, but what you had friendships, you had good memories, you had fantastic camaraderie amongst your friends. Still keep friends. Been left the steelworks now 30 years, and we still have our reunion. Sadly, there ain't so many of we go now. A lot of them's left, a lot of them's died off, but there you go. Good days, good days.
A place without pretension that lingers long inside, to be champions and heralded and glorified worldwide. Darkened skies above, with our cultures, our creeds and families, our humanity and love. And there's another country I've heard of long ago, with the seeds of a community